I'm honestly all over the place. So recently I got this copy of Divine Comedy, which has pictures, but it also has old English translation, which is archaic English. I cannot make sense of it. My friend got me this copy of Divine Comedy, which is somehow like a modern translation. But the one thing that it lacks is definitely pictures. So I had this crazy idea that I should, you know, take the pictures from here and add it to this one. I kind of like this idea of adding pictures to a book which doesn't have any picture. And the illustrations are so beautiful that I just could not let them be. Uh, I guess I destroyed this book, but I'm already feeling guilty. But you know, it's just my way of pursuing happiness. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, hello. So it is currently 12:45 a.m. We are in a new day. Welcome, new day. Today is 13th December. Not a lot of days left before we are done with this year. I haven't been able to study that much because I don't know what's going on. I was studying pretty much a whole week for like hours, but then I suddenly stopped. I don't know what happened, but I stopped studying and then I've been reading a bit more. So I have some reading updates. I finished reading Crime and Punishment. It was amazing, and I will be giving my organized thoughts in my review, which I'll be posting on my Booksta account. I don't think I will be able to put my thoughts in a very organized manner, and it would be more work for me because when I will be editing it, I'll get annoyed. Next book I read was The Vegetarian by Kang. I really enjoyed the writing. It had a very mystic, ambiguous feeling to it. It was beautiful and quite sensory in nature. And I don't think I have ever read an author which writes sensory descriptions so well. And she was amazing in this, but because of the lack of nuances, which I really prefer in a narrative, I just did not really found it impactful. It was alright for me. The other book I finished reading is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I absolutely adore this book. It feels like this book was written for me. I don't know how to describe it because the way this book describes curiosity and thirst for knowledge in such beautiful way. It describes emotions being something that is not isolated. It is always accompanied by intentions, like curiosity could be accompanied by ambition, or it could be accompanied by greediness or the want to transcend the human or the humanity, like the human limitation. Yeah, that would be correct. And how there's a different type of curiosity, which is like a childlike wonder that one of the character presents here, which is creature, of course. But that part of the thirst for knowledge and everything was something that I absolutely relate with, and it just resonated with me so much because we can literally apply this idea that emotions are not really always isolated. So certain emotions are not always the negative or positive. I just love the way the nature was described and the way the creator saw the world when he kind of came to consciousness, and it felt like a child's description of the wonders of the world that he's seeing. But it was certainly tragic around the end. So yeah, still a beautiful read. And I'm so glad that I finished reading Frankenstein before this year ended, which is fantastic. And now I'm thinking of reading Man's Search for Meaning. This is going to be my third attempt at reading this book because I usually stop reading because of how heavy and dense this book can get. So I often kind of get overwhelmed. These are the topics I absolutely adore. I love existentialism as an idea, and I loved it in Crime and Punishment, which was pretty much a rebirth story of the character, and it was talking about how suffering is not really bad because it allows you to break yourself down and rebuild yourself up. So it was talking about resilience and the way that Raskolnikov decided to do something about his suffering and took agency to his fate and, to be responsible. So that was a great one.